Welcome, wrestling fans, to this WWE show review on Tim Reynolds Show, as I'm reviewing the Monday Night Raw from December 23rd, 2024 in Boston, Massachusetts. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, as this Monday Night Raw was kicked off with Drew McIntyre, as he comes out saying the same old, that nobody cares about him, as we find out that Drew McIntyre went through a personal loss in his time away recently after WWE's bad blood in that Hell in the Cell match against CM Punk, and that nobody reached out to him. Nobody from WWE management and nobody from back in the locker room, as he says that the locker room is supposed to be almost like a family on the road, a tight-knit community, but that is just not the case. That is a lie, and we would see Drew McIntyre also tell us that anyone who's ever done or said anything bad about him will be on Drew McIntyre's hit list, including Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. And that's when we would see Sami Zayn come out to interrupt Drew McIntyre, confronting him after what he said, but also showing compassion, as Sami would say he could speak for everybody backstage, saying that we had no idea what you were going through, that we thought you were just taking some time off to heal up from some injuries like everybody else does. But even him, Sami Zayn, has gone through a loss and had to get right back on the horse and come back to work a week later. We've all been through something, Drew, including everybody here in the WWE universe. The difference between them and you, Drew, is that they're not pointing the fingers at everybody else. And that's your problem, Drew. You need to take responsibility for your actions and the people who helped get you to where you are today. And Drew McIntyre would clap back at Sami Zayn, saying he doesn't live here locally. He lives across seas, which makes it hard for him to be able to be with family. And Sami Zayn doesn't know what that's like, because he's able to go home to his family whenever he wants, and that he better stay out of his way. And that's when Sami Zayn would clap back by saying, but since you apparently have this hit list out for Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso and me, maybe I ought to just fight you right here, right now. And Sami would confront Drew before both of these men would brawl it out inside the ring, after Drew McIntyre said that Sami Zayn was injured and couldn't handle a fight or a match with Drew McIntyre tonight. But Sami Zayn took it right to Drew McIntyre with a right hand, and then Drew McIntyre would fight right back, as Drew would set up to hit a Claymore before main event Jey Uso would come to the aid of Sami Zayn to kick off Monday Night Raw, as he helps fight off Drew McIntyre to kick off this Monday Night Raw episode. Then next up after this, guys, we would then see backstage General Manager Adam Pearce being confronted by Sonya Deville and Pure Fusion Collective, after Sonya and Pure Fusion Collective took out Kairi Sane of Damage Control, which means she will not be able to compete in the triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. So Sonya Deville wants her spot, but General Manager Adam Pearce says, are you crazy? Are you kidding me? You're gonna take out the contestant that I now have to replace, and you think I'm just gonna give you the match for free for nothing? No, I've already got my replacement, as we find out it is Io Sky of Damage Control who gets that spot in this women's triple threat match that would be the next match of the evening on Monday Night Raw, as we would see Io Sky versus Alba Fire versus Natalya, as this women's triple threat match would be in the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. And after a very competitive match back and forth, we would see Io Sky get the victory as she advances to the semifinals in the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament, defeating Alba Fry and Natalya in this match. And then we would see next up after this, we would see a flashback to last week when Damian Priest cost Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day their World Tag Team Championships to the War Raiders. And then backstage, the Judgment Day is arguing back and forth, as we see Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and Finn Balor exchanging words and arguments back and forth, trying to get other people to talk for them. All this drama just happening in the Judgment Day before Dominic Mysterio, of all people, is the voice of reason, as he says he's gonna step up and tell everyone and show everyone why they need to calm down. It's about to be Christmas, and he's going to go ahead and go talk to general manager Adam Pearce to try to get a match against Damian Priest so he can bring back a lot more of good news to the Judgment Day. I don't know if this is going to work out for them, but we'll have to wait and see, as Dominic Mysterio would take on Damian Priest one-on-one later on Monday Night Raw. Next, in the backstage locker room area, we see Jey Uso and Sami Uso, as Sami is excited to see main event Jey back on Monday Night Raw, saying, "Hey man, I never got a message from you or contact from you that you were coming here tonight. I'm happy you're back though," as main event Jey Uso is ready to get his hands on Drew McIntyre, but Sami Zayn would actually be the one to say, "Nah, you see man, I gotta finish what I started out there. I'm gonna have a match with Drew McIntyre later tonight," and that's when we would say Jey Uso wish Sami Zayn the best of luck, as Sami Zayn would go one-on-one with Drew McIntyre later on Monday Night Raw. Then next up, we would see what happened at WWE's premier kickoff show for Netflix when it comes to Monday Night Raw, as we did find out that Logan Paul will be the newest member of Monday Night Raw, and we will see 3 big-time matches for Monday Night Raw on Netflix, as we will see the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan go one-on-one with Rhea Ripley. We will also see Tribal Combat as Roman Reigns goes one-on-one with Solo Sikoa to find out who the real Tribal Chief is. And in the main event on January 6th for Raw's debut on Netflix, we will see Seth freaking Rollins go one-on-one with CM Punk. Then next up on this Monday Night Raw, we would see Chad Gable and American Made get ready for Chad's match as he goes one-on-one with Alpha Academy's Akira Tozawa. And we would see the winner in this matchup would be Chad Gable, as he forces Tozawa to tap out due to the ankle lock, but also would attack Tozawa after the match before Otis would confront Chad Gable and American Made, not backing down from either one of them. And we would find out that next week on Monday Night Raw, Otis will go one-on-one with Chad Gable. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, we would then see our next match of the evening, as Dominic Mysterio goes one-on-one with Damian Priest, and Damian Priest would get the victory by disqualification after, of course, the Judgment Day would come out to distract and interfere in this matchup with JD McDonough outside the ring dressed as Santa Claus. Really, dude? And Carlito was hiding under the ring, but Damian Priest was able to sniff that out from both of those men, beating him outside the ring before Finn Balor would come in and attack Damian Priest. And then the numbers games get caught up to Mr. Priest inside the ring before the War Raiders, Eric and Ibar, would come out to aid Damian Priest, fighting off the Judgment Day and making a huge statement, as we seen finishing maneuvers from the War Raiders on 2 members of the Judgment Day. And we'd also see a choke slam from South of Heaven from Damian Priest on Finn Balor. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, we would see an interview with Seth Rollins asking why things are so personal with this vendetta he has with CM Punk. And Rollins would go on to say that that CM Punk needed this place. This place didn't need CM Punk. And seeing him come back really just irked him, especially after he's seen at Survivor Series War Games CM Punk helping out Roman Reigns, putting up that little go to sleep taunt that he has. He doesn't like him at all. And he also says in this interview that this match with CM Punk at January 6th debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, it will be a fight. And Seth Rollins promises to make it one, as he says this is the perfect place, Raw's debut on Netflix, to show why he has been waiting to get his hands on CM Punk, and that we will see a side of him that we've never seen before. Then next up here on Monday Night Raw, after that interview, we then see our next match of the night, which would be Dexter Lumis of the Wyatt Six going one-on-one with The Miz. And we would see Dexter Lumis is the winner of this match by disqualification after Karrion Kross and Authors of Pain would come come out to attack Dexter Lumis, as the Final Testament has had their eyes set on the Wyatt Six. And after having Dexter Lumis surrounded in the ring, we would then see the lights go out and the Wyatt Six would appear to help out their brethren as they attack and fend off Karrion Kross and the Final Testament and The Miz after this matchup. And the Wyatt Six now have their eyes set on the Final Testament and Karrion Kross and The Miz as their next victims. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, we would then see backstage the War Raiders showing respect to Damian Priest after they helped out one another early on. And Damian Priest promises if they're going to go to war with the Judgment Day, that Damian Priest has their back. As we would find out that next week on Monday Night Raw, we will see Damian Priest team up with the War Raiders in a 6-man tag match taking on the Judgment Day. Then next up here on Monday Night Raw, we see the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods would come out to the ring to attack the commentators table of all people, as Joe Tessitore would catch some flack from Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods as they would attack both of the guys at the commentator booth, then go inside the ring and start attacking everybody else, saying that they never did anything to Big E but tell him the truth, and that this is so sad because Kofi Kingston flew his mother all the way to Boston, his hometown, from Nigeria, where she's from and where she stays at. And after that, after a 21-hour flight, she was shows up on Monday Night Raw in the front row, and Kofi Kingston would go to console his mother, giving her a hug. But Kofi Kingston's mom, of all people, shuns away the New Day, saying, "What is wrong with you? You should have never done that to Big E." Oh my goodness. Not only will the WWE Universe and nobody backstage let the New Day live this down, neither will Kofi Kingston's mother. And even backstage, the New Day would be catching flack as we see Rey Mysterio, one of the veterans in the locker room, would come up and say, "Hey, I remember what you said to me a few weeks ago, and I wanted to come and apologize to you and Xavier Woods, Kofi, after what I said a few weeks ago. I got to make sure that I am the veteran guy and the leader of this locker room here, so I have a bit of advice for both of y'all, and that is I would recommend you apologize to Big E for what you said and what you did to him." And Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston would take offense to this, with Woods even going as far, "Hey, do I need to take that mask off of your face so you can listen and see better of what we're trying to say? We didn't do anything to Big E, and if you keep running your mouth like that, I'm going to have to do something about it." And that's when Rey Mysterio would back up and say, "All right, my bad, but hey, don't forget y'all get what you deserve in this one," especially with everybody out there saying, "New Day sucks. New Day sucks." And next would be our main event of the evening for Monday Night Raw, as we would see Drew McIntyre go one-on-one with Sami Zayn, and these two would leave it all inside the ring as Sami Zayn put up one hell of a fight against Drew McIntyre, but it would be no use as Drew McIntyre once again gets the victory over Sami Zayn, delivering a very quick out of nowhere Claymore to lay down and pin the Sami Zayn inside the ring, as Drew McIntyre remains undefeated against Sami Zayn in Sami Zayn's WWE career. And what a way to cap off Monday Night Raw, as we also see Drew McIntyre would attack Sami Zayn after this match before main event Jey Uso would show up to aid his brother in attacking and fending off Drew McIntyre. But then, out of nowhere, the Bloodline and Solo Sikoa would show up to help out Drew McIntyre and attack main event Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, laying them out in the middle of the ring as Solo Sikoa delivers a Samoan spike, and the New Bloodline leaves Sami Zayn and Jey Uso laid out in the middle of the ring to make a huge statement to end Monday Night Raw. What's gonna happen after this? We'll have to wait and find out. And this has been your WWE show review from Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for checking out this WWE show review on this YouTube sports entertainment channel, Tim Reynolds Show. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you, WWE Universe. Thank you, wrestling fans. Please make sure you guys hit that like button, drop some comments to let me know what you guys thought of this Monday Night Raw and what you thought of my WWE show review. Thank you guys so much. Peace out from Tim Reynolds Show.